What's up everybody, Trinity here, and welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing ROKU issue number 1. Now before I get into that, please make sure you're subscribed, click the little bell and all of that good stuff, as it helps us fight the agents of Hydra who are constantly trying to bury us in that YouTube algorithm, and your help is much appreciated. Now, as I said, today I'm going to be reviewing ROKU issue number 1. This is the first in a 4-issue miniseries being published by Valiant Comics. The writer is Cullen Bunn. The artist is Ramon F. Box, I'm sorry. And the colors are Stefan Petro, and the letters are done by Dave Sharp. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys those letters, or those names right there, because I am sure that I butchered some of those, and I greatly apologize about that. Now, ROKU is a female mercenary, and she obviously has some powers here, as we see through the story. She has this long, like, red hair that somewhat moves and works to her advantage. I guess you could say like a weapon, a lot like Medusa. She can use it for different things. And she also has some fighting skills, probably martial arts, you know, who knows, probably mixed martial arts these days. Doesn't everybody know mixed martial arts? And she also has telepathy, as we see on display in the book several times. So what we find is the book opens up where she is out on a mission in China. In Hong Kong. And she is out on a mission, and after a successful mission, she returns to New York City to the person who she is being employed by, or who she has been at least dispatched by, I guess you could say. And she gets there for a debrief, and her employer basically tells her, like, hey, look, the people who hired you are impressed with your work, so impressed that they want to hire you to do another job. We need you to go and retrieve, there's an auction getting ready to go on, and before this weapon is basically sold and put out there for the public, we need you to retrieve it. And she seemed a little bit reluctant, and you know, the guy tells her, he goes, for 3 times your normal price, no questions asked. And she's like, okay, naturally she agrees. She's a mercenary, right? You just go with the highest bidder. Somebody's offering you 3 times your going rate. Hey, you know what? You take it. And she does. And so she heads off to Moscow. And when she gets to Moscow, she is met by a liaison there, Elena, who we can see here. I'll go ahead and show you some of the art there. Elena is the person that she meets when she gets there to Moscow. And so, you know, Elena is there to kind of help guide her, kind of be the tech person, kind of be her man in the chair, if you will, or in this case, woman in the chair. And so, you know, she's going in to infiltrate this big old, it's like a big party, but it's an auction, and it's an invite only kind of thing. But she's an international spy. She'll get into something like that. So she ends up getting into this place to go retrieve this weapon for her employers. And she gets there, and we see her putting some of her telepathy to work as to gain access into this building. She communicates with one of the people on the inside and has him use his security clearance to go open the door and let her in. And in which, at that point, the security people are like telling this guy, like, hey, dude, like, what the hell are you doing? We're not supposed to open the door until. And by that time they were done. ROKU had entered the building to begin retrieving this weapon. So while she is there using all her powers and defeating, you know, any of the henchmen that are there coming after her, trying to stop her from retrieving this weapon, she is met by another operative who is there. I'm guessing this operative is there for the same exact thing. So this weapon is being sought out by more than just her employers. And, you know, wouldn't you know it? You know, a nice big private auction for weapons, and there's people out there trying to retrieve them before it goes for sale. Well, this operative actually, it turns out that she may have bumped into this person before this, as this person seems to know who she is, calls her Angelina, in which ROKU responds like, that's not my name, you know, and she seems very upset by this and kind of confused, as this person she didn't know, but it seems like this person knew her. So after, you know, she gets into a fight, she gets into a fight with this girl, as you can see right here. Ends up getting into a fight, and you can see some of the art there. So she ends up getting to a fight, and they're just kind of going back and forth, and she ends up doing what she can to cause a distraction to get into the fight, so she can go and retrieve this weapon, because that's all she's there for. She's not worried about anything else but getting this weapon, and they don't even know what the weapon is. So she causes a distraction, in which gets more security people there, and she takes off and leaves this other person who is there, her competition, I guess, to deal with the repercussions of all the security that is now coming her way. And she gets away and goes to find the weapon, only to find that the weapon that she is seeking out is this little girl. And it turns out that this little girl actually knows who ROKU is and must know something about her. Now, I could be wrong here, but whether you're a good guy, whether you're a bad guy, and if you're a mercenary, you're probably neither good nor bad. You're just doing jobs for the highest bidder. I think pretty much everybody knows. Unless you're just a really bad person, you don't deal with children. So I'm sure that's something that's going to be playing a somewhat of a big part here in this story, as the child is the weapon that she's after. So obviously she's probably after some who knows, biogenetics, who knows? Is this little girl like is she magical? Is she who really knows? But altogether, they did a pretty good setup here in this first story. Plenty of action in it. It's not too word heavy or anything like that. Now, the art in this book, like I said, I showed some of that art to you. And I gotta tell you guys, in some of the spots, some of the art is really beautiful. Like you can see this panel right up here where it's showing her eyes, it's kind of close up and everything. Sometimes the art looks really good. The coloring here seemed to be pretty decent, but occasionally there's just, I don't know, some of the art here just out of nowhere seems a little bit odd. Like I'll show you, like this page right here, like this shot of her just seemed a little, I don't know, the art seemed different. Maybe there's just more detail, or I'm not sure what it is, but altogether it's not terrible. I just noticed that in different parts of the book it just changes a little bit, and obviously we got the same artist, so yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just a little bit of an inconsistency there, but altogether I thought it was a pretty decent book, a pretty good setup to what we're gonna have to come in these next 4 issues, or in the next 3 issues. Now, the only thing I will say is this seemed like a relatively short read for getting something that's gonna be only a 4-issue mini series. But again, Cullen Bunn seems to be a pretty good writer. He's been getting quite a bit of work out there. So I don't know. Apparently, he's doing something right, and I'm sure we'll go ahead and we'll probably see. See how this series finishes out, and then here at the end of the story, we do get a little preview of what's getting ready to come in the next in the rest of the issues, kind of with ROKU and the girl that is there helping her, and then this weapon who is the little girl, just going through a little bit more of that. Altogether, like I said, I thought this was a pretty decent read. Nothing too bad. Nothing too special. Nothing too bad. I mean, I don't really have any complaints about the book, other than it seemed like it was a little bit short. It seems like we could have got a little bit more in here, but I think we got enough in this book to go ahead and set up the next 3 issues. But I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. Have you read ROKU? If not, is it something that you might be into? Let's have a discussion down in the comments below. That's all I have for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. And if you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed and click that little bell so you get notifications anytime I have uploaded new content. It also sends you out notifications anytime I plan on doing a live video. And if you could do me one other favor, please make sure you give this video a like or give it a thumbs down. It's all good. I don't take it personal. But while you're at it, make sure you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week. Happy reading. Go out and support your local comic book shop, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.